Good morning. Happy Monday. It's 30,000 degrees below zero outside. So we know that what really separates the achievers who really create the outcomes from those who don't, a lot of times it really comes down to hunger, right? The difference between being excellent and being outstanding, that little 2 millimeter difference that can make all the difference in the world. What makes Michael Jordan the best as opposed to everybody else? It wasn't talent, it wasn't ability, it wasn't height, it was hunger. What made Tiger Woods so different, especially if you watch that HBO series on him, it was hunger. It was for Tiger. It wasn't only just the hunger, it was the edict that his dad sent him to the world with. It wasn't just that you were going to be the best. It was that you were going to be the best and transcend the game and change the game. I mean, the standard that his dad set was amazing. And obviously he, with regards to the game, he certainly did that. So where does that come from? Where does that drive come from? Well, it usually comes from one of two places. It either comes from inspiration or it comes from desperation. And most of the time, desperation will move us more, right? We'll do a lot more for pain than we will for pleasure. And when you hear people's stories, there's usually some event that kind of throws them into a situation where they make a decision that life is never going to be the same. Lee Iacocca gets fired by Ford, and he looks at Chrysler and looks at it and says to his wife, "This company is just a disaster. I don't see any way that it's going to come out of this." And his wife said, "Well, I bet Henry Ford is happy to hear that." Well, she knew how to motivate him, right? And that's all it took, and he decided to take it on. The pain of that situation made it so that he said, "I'm going to make this company successful and compete against Ford just to show that guy who fired me." So we can either wait for the universe to send us some sort of challenge, or we can try to challenge ourselves. And the people that I think are really inspiring are the ones that are able to challenge themselves without waiting for the universe to send them a personal growth opportunity. And I think this is tough. In my life, I've struggled with waiting until the personal growth opportunity shows up. I'm good at learning, but when it comes to really having the drive to really, really, really do extraordinary things, I think that I do a better job when I create desperation, when I create a situation where I'm like, this has to happen or the world is going to end. And then it seems as though results start to manifest. So what is it for you? Are you able to get inspired, or do you need desperation? And either way, whatever it is, acknowledge that and then use it. Because you can create that desperation now. You can create that situation where your back is against the wall. That's what The Rock does. The Rock every day gets up and remembers the day that he was driving home and his car broke down and he had $7 in his pocket. And it was after he was supposed to be a professional football player. He was supposed to be in a situation where he was buying a house for his family, and here he is, and he'd just gotten booted out of the Canadian Football League. He'd flown home, his car had broken down, he had to call up his dad to give him a ride, and he had $7 in his pocket. So he wakes up every day and remembers that $7 in his pocket. That's why his production company is $7. That's why his all of his other companies that he makes his movies with, everything is $7. That's to remind him of the day that he had $7. That's how he creates his drive, is every day he gets up and remembers the $7 that he had. So what is it that'll create the drive for you? What is it that'll make it so that you get up every day and do the work? That you get up every day and you put the time in, even when it's 27 below zero, you'll still get up and you'll go to the gym. You'll do the things that need to be done in order to create the results that you want. Is it inspiration or is it desperation? And whatever it is, Focus on that, because the ones that follow through are the ones that get the results, and they're the ones that ultimately end up on top. Remember, the difference is rarely talent. It's rarely ability. It's rarely opportunity. It's rarely time. It's almost always drive. Why is an immigrant 10 times more likely to become a millionaire than somebody born in the United States? Because if you've got enough chutzpah to get your butt to this country without any money when you don't speak the language, chances are you're going to continue that drive or be desperate, and you're going to continue through and follow through and work like crazy. And guess what? If you do that, you end up a millionaire. So what is it that drives you? And focus on it every day. Look at it every day and decide every day why you're doing what you're doing, what the outcome's going to be. Have that drive to take you to the next level, and then the next level, and then the next level. It's Monday. In the immortal words of Daniel Michael Mahoney, let's get after it. Have a great day, everybody. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.